Today we're going to run through the moves of a game played by Botvinnik as white and Mikhail Tal with the black pieces. This is from the World Championship match of 1960. This of course is chess from a bishop's perspective. I put forth the formula in my video, Chess Secrets, the value of the pieces. And since then, I've put out an additional video as the response to questions and comments regarding that first video. And I've been putting out these examples. This will be the fourth installment of demonstrations and examples on how bishops ought to be used in the game and why they are the most influential pieces in the game, with their ability to contest the queen on the diagonals. Alright, so we'll just take a quick look at this game and see what Tal did with his bishops. Tal probably being some say the greatest attacking player. I don't think he was anybody better than him. He did some things in chess nobody else did, but let's get a look at this game he played against Botvinnik in 1960. And we're just going to go through the moves, just stopping briefly to look at some of the bishop moves. This is a King's Indian defense that Tal played, which obviously gives up a lot in the opening as far as the center, but skillful players know how to get it back. I'm not a fan of the King's Indian. I used to try to play it, but you got to be pretty strong to begin with. Okay, black is getting this light squared bishop into the game. Getting rid of this knight in the middle of the board. And black takes control of, it's fighting for control of the c file with that rook. And now because this light squared bishop of white's light squared bishop is not on f1, because it's not on f1, you got a rook here, and then you got the queen there. Before it never went to f1, and it's not controlling the f1 a6 diagonal. Because of that, this rook can jump on to b to c4, which is not good. Black's taking control here, trying to. White's contesting the c file. Black doubled up rooks there, which is advantageous for black. Okay. Common ideal in the King's Indian, e5, f5, trying to get rid of that e pawn. And now this bishop comes alive and is hitting b1. And now this move by Tal, which is, man, Tal, look at that. He just drops that knight in there. It's doing what it does. It's sacrificing itself, or it's trying to create exchanges that are gonna lead to something dynamic for the attacker here. And we see immediately, even though it's a sacrifice, we got this black dark square bishop of black is just come alive. This dark square bishop getting hit. No convenient squares to go to. So it drops back in. Now we see how this thing is going to get equalized. The b2 pawn falls. Tal attacking the queen. Doesn't worry about the exchange. And now you got three people. You got what? Three attacking it and three defending it. And here comes that bishop now from. It came alive with the exchange, with the sack. Now it's on e5. And now it's on f4. So we get some exchanges. And now no longer do we have the advantage So in order to get rid, I mean, he's hitting the rook. It's a lot going on here. If he you know, there's just a lot going on there. So Botvinnik takes the pawn. Check. And now the material's even again. Well, the pieces are even. You have a pawn advantage for black here. Now we're not trying to examine, I mean, I'm looking at some of the moves and talking about a couple of them, but what we're really looking at is what these bishops are doing. So now with this bishop coming to e4, we have the three pieces that black has. They're all in white's king sector of the board, this area, this square where the king is, and white only has one defender there. So white brings another defender in. Look at those bishops, man. So he has to weaken his board in order to get that bishop out of there. So this is the weakness here. He doesn't really want to make that move, but he has to get that bishop out of there. Yeah. There's not a lot to be said about it. Bishops on c4 now, putting the pressure on the knight, the bishop. These moves, I mean, what did Botvinnik have here? So he's just pushing, forcing Tao's king into a better position. Now he's trying to break free, of course. Well, I mean, of course he should be trying to break free, but he's pinned down. Okay. And so this knight move is to say, man, I got to get my pieces free. They got to get freed up. And so it's an effort to free them up. And now black is willing to give up his dark square bishop because he feels as though these exchanges will lead to that overwhelming advantage. He has to recapture with this bishop. We don't have to go over this very much. If he takes the bishop with the rook, then check, you know, and then he can't take it with the king, or it's a free piece. So now this is the position you're looking at, and it's lost. You know, it's obviously lost. And that's the last move made by Botvinnik. So yeah, I just wanted to go over this game, looking at what the magician from Riga, the magician, that's what they call it. Look what we just want to get a look at what he did in this particular game with his bishops. It's my contention that the bishops are the most influential pieces on the chessboard, and that if they're used properly, they will decide the game for the winner. They can get you a secure position where you're in the exchanges with, you know, subsequent exchanges will lead to an advantage. And if you leave them on the board long enough, they can decide the game by checkmate, of course. But in this game, we see how they control the board well enough to where Tao was able to secure a large enough advantage in space, and a small enough advantage. I mean, there's a one pawn advantage, but the time is his king is so, you know, it's in position, and this king is out of position. So it's not only did he have space advantage, but he had a time advantage. So yeah, I just want to get a look at that, and this is just the fourth one. We'll come with the fifth video soon, displaying the power of the bishops and how these great players use them, and maybe a couple of games, some blitz games, maybe some of I'll play. But see the video on chess secrets, the power or the value of the pieces, and I don't know, leave a comment, join the debate. All right, bad bishop.